How's it going all? Back again with another Nendoroid, and this one is again of a Disney Twisted Wonderland character. Now just to recap briefly, so I already covered Leona Kingscholar from Disney's Twisted Wonderland, and Disney's Twisted Wonderland is basically a Japan-only mobile game that kind of is a bit like Harry Potter or Magic School themed setting, where it takes the Disney IP that you know and love, like Little Mermaid and Lion King and so on and so forth, and has new characters designed by the same person that worked on Black Butler, and the character design specifically, are amazing. So this is a Nendoroid version of this particular character. The original design I'm going to have on screen just looks amazing. I love the way like every detail is just super immaculate and just very nice looking and appealing character designs. So sadly it's a Japan only game. I don't know the lore about it too well, to be quite honest, but here we have Azul Ashengrotto, and this is going to be more around the Little Mermaid kind of IP. So this is more tying into Ursula specifically. So I'm going to assume Azul is a bad guy in Disney's Twisted Wonderland. I could be wrong, and it's best for you guys to kind of Google that and look at fandoms for that. But I wish they'd released the game in English, but sadly nothing yet. Now before I get into the packaging, this is an Aniplex exclusive, so it does come with a bonus badge similar to Leona Kingscholar before it. So this is just going to be a chibi artwork of Azul Ashengrotto on the badge there. So just pretty simple artwork, and that's just the back of it. And then like the Leona Kingscholar packaging, this is using the same sort of style, format and all of that. So even the matte box design is very nice. Now a lot of Nendoroids, they can kind of switch between a matte design or a kind of gloss finish. I actually really like the matte design that these Twisted Wonderland figures are going with. Really cool, really slick looking. But you got a nice window display showing you the character there and some option parts that it comes with. I'm not sure on how relevant or the relevance of some of these option parts, because again, I don't know too much about this character, but it looks cool. And then you got a portrait of him down below. So this is number 1550 of the whole Nendoroid series of lines. Aniplex, Disney's Twisted Wonderland up top. On the top here, you got another picture of him holding the teacup and a saucer of some sort. And then down here, you got some more pictures of him. Really nice purple going on down here with his whole color scheme being, Ursula's color theme. So it makes a lot of sense. More pictures at the back, down the side again here, and then another one down below. With Azul out of the box, you can see the faces he comes with and the parts that he comes with. So when you do take him out of the box first, he's not going to look like this. The hat is not going to be on him. His jacket's not going to be on him, and so on. You have to put some parts together to get him to look like this. But I've done it just for the sake of it. And just like Leona Kingscholar, he doesn't stand so well on his own. So I highly, highly recommend using the base stand included there. So we'll go through the parts and then we'll go through the figure. So it comes with a few different limb options. So he comes with one straight arm. So this is actually the one that's going to be attached to him by default. It's just going to be a straight arm that plugs right into his shoulder. And this is the hand that's also going to be attached to it. So it's kind of a dainty looking hand. You can kind of pose that as you want for different kind of context as well. And then he comes with a serving dish and a teacup and saucer. So the right hand is already attached to the teacup and saucer set. And then the serving dish, same thing, but for the left hand instead. So this is the back or upside down view of them. And then this is front view of them. So you can use them individually if you want. You don't have to use them together. And then he comes with another pair of limbs. So again, you don't have to use these together. So one, just the right arm in the right angle there. And then using this hand. So this is his default hand that's going to be attached. So similar to the left hand I showed you earlier on. And then for the left arm, he comes with this arm here. Same bent shape there. And then this one has a contract already attached to it. So similar to Ursula in Little Mermaid, he is about making deals with people that benefit him. I had to look that one up, to be quite honest. But yeah, he makes contracts to benefit him, and this is what his contract will look like. So it just says contract on the top, and then the rest is just basically scribbles. And yeah, it looks okay there. Nice gold paint to that. This is already actually going to be attached to the character. This is just a strand of hair that goes up top. So I've got his hat on. So in order to put the hat on, you need to take this strand off, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And then Azul also comes with two additional faces. So this is on the left hand is going to be his signing a contract or collecting a contract face. That's what it says on the Nendoroid description, but it kind of looks a bit worried here. Maybe the contract failed, I'm not exactly sure, but it's a cool looking face. And you got the eye detail there, similar to what's going on with the stoic face or regular face there, same sort of eye color and everything. So pretty cool face there anyway. And by the way, he has a little beauty spot there. I'm always going to mention it, that anyone who has a beauty spot down there, I've got one as well. So yeah, I'm beautiful too. And then he's got his smiling face like so. So very kind of evil looking smiling face that you see from a lot of anime manga kind of characters, right? And there's a little extra part that he comes with. So this is a sea anemone, anemone, so basically a sea flower, and this is not really for him, I don't believe. So what I could kind of gather, I had to look this up as well, is it sprouts from other people. So it's included with this Nendoroid, but it sprouts on top of the head of others. So you would actually just kind of plug that on top of, like in between where the hair is and the back of the head. So how you would swap the faceplate, just after you've done that, you can slide this in with this little plastic bit that's kind of coming out here. So this is included for him. I don't know the full context of why that is, or what the deal is behind that. Maybe you guys do, so leave a comment below if you know the whole story behind that. But we'll go into the figure now. And coming onto the figure of Azul Ashengrotto, just like the Leona King Scholar Nendoroid, this is a really great looking Nendoroid. I love the way it's turned out for this design of Nendoroid, translating the original design into a Nendoroid. Looks pretty awesome. I love it. Lots of detail on this guy as well. The original designs for Twisted Wonderland are very detailed as well. Very, very nice. I have to say, I have to keep saying that they're really, really beautiful illustrations. And this is captured really nicely in this little Nendoroid form as well. So just like the Leona King Scholar one had a lot of detail going on, similarly you can see here. So once again, I did attach the hat and his jacket and his scarf already to him. They're not already attached. Well, this is, but his jacket isn't and his hat isn't. So you can see the details on his hat there with the seashell there and the blue ribbon. And then you can come down to his hair, nice silver colored hair there, different kind of shades going on around his hair. Just be careful of the bits that kind of flick outwards and upwards, because those could poke your fingers and sometimes they're a little bit soft, so you don't want to bend them, or worse. So just be careful with those. But otherwise, really, really nicely sculpted and styled hair. Dude has a very nice hair in his original illustration as well, so good going for this guy. Coming on to his regular face then, really just a nice looking face again with those blue eyes going on there. Really, really cool. Now he's got the specs already attached to this front part of his hair. I'll show you that in a little bit more detail later. Try not to get your fingers on the actual lenses, and try not to snap them by accident, because you've only got that single pair. There is no replacement in this package, so if yeah, once it's gone, it's gone. So yeah, just be careful with that. But looking really good there. I like the frames as well, just basic silver frames, but nicely done as well, nicely sculpted. Really nice face overall, and then yeah, with the hair and the frames, really cool looking stuff. Coming down to his clothing then, so he's wearing a tuxedo, pretty much a black tuxedo with purple kind of elements here and there. So you got the purple bow tie already on him, and then he's got a nice white shirt, crisp white shirt there, black tuxedo, you know, it's a regular black tuxedo really, with white gloves. And then he's got his stole, and this badge is supposed to be one for Octavinelle, I think is the house name for him. So in the game, there's dorm rooms that have different names themed after different kind of Disney animations. So this one is Octavinelle, based on Ursula and Little Mermaid. And then yeah, we're going down further to his pants, and then they're pretty much plain black. And then he's got little purple socks, you can see there, really cool looking purple socks, and shoes as well. And just to kind of take him off and show you the shoes in a little bit more detail, and then I can take off his jacket too. So the underside of his shoes do have the silver bit on the heel. Really nice attention to detail right there. And then we can kind of have a better look at his jacket too. So a nice kind of light purple grayish jacket, if you like, purple on the inside. So I'm going to take that off there. See the inside there, and then more details on the outside. So he's got a hole in there as well, as you saw, to peg through the jacket into the back of the figure, because you're going to need it for balance sake. But nicely sculpted jacket otherwise. When you do put it on him, it's best to have his head tilt backwards a little bit, and then it traps the jacket in place. If you do have him kind of looking down, then the jacket just kind of falls a little bit more easily. So if you're going upright, it can still hold, but it's better to have him trap the jacket with the back of his neck. But otherwise, yeah, really cool looking there. And then just to kind of give you a closer look at what he's got attached to him already. So again, this is not going to be pre-attached to him. So this is his cane. This is already attached to this left hand here. And then you attach it to the straight right arm, or left arm here. So the cane at the top has a kind of octopus handle, if you like, over there. So the cane is a little bit long, so you trying to get into balance as a third leg didn't really work out for me. It might work for you, but it's a cool looking accessory or optional part to use with this figure. And even though his scarf or stole is attached, you can remove that if you want to, just like so. Just take it off. It just sits around his neck, so pretty easy to do. Just obviously don't snap it, because it's just a soft little plastic there. Lightweight as well. So that's pretty much all there is to talk about aesthetically with this figure. Really Great looking figure in my opinion. Like I said, just be careful with his lenses, especially when you're going to change his faces. But yeah, great looking figure. Love the black and purple color scheme. I'm a big fan of that color scheme in general. So yeah, really nice. I'm going to take off his hat and then quickly talk about articulation, then we'll swap some parts. So articulation is very standard for most Nendoroids, so he just looks down and then up. As I said, when he looks up, that's going to be a good way to trap the jacket, which I've just removed, and then he can look side to side. And then the arms, depends on the arms, but basically with the straight arm he can go up and down and around. He's got the twist in the hands there, and then he will also have a twist. This is probably not the best example to show, but he has a twist on other hands, but except for this one. So when it's with this right angle arm and that rests or makes it look like he's got his hand in his pocket, this one is actually fixed, so you shouldn't twist this, because if I show you that clearly, this is on a flat peg right here. On the outer side is a flat peg, same with the socket here. So this one you shouldn't really be twisting to get any sort of wrist movement, otherwise you'll end up widening that socket and that's not going to be good. But yeah, every other hand you can do the twist motion with it. He's got a twist at the belly here, like so. You can't really see that too great just because of his black tuxedo, but it is there. And then his little teeny weeny legs can go up and down, like so. You can do little tiny kicks, and then they can twist there, like so. Now then, to swap some parts. So we're going to swap his faces first. So again, just be careful with the flicks of his hair, because you don't want to damage anything. You don't want to hurt your fingers either. Just eventually pry away at the front of his hair. Mine was a little bit tight taking him out of the package, so just work at it a bit if yours is going to be the same way. Be careful with the glasses and his lenses. Again, you don't want to ruin those specs, and then pull them out. And just to kind of show you those, so you can see the specs sit inside the front hairpiece there, and there they can come off a little bit there. Just set them back if that does ever happen, but be careful as you do it, because like I said, you only get the one pair, and if they are broken, that's it. You're going to be screwed, which will be a shame. We'll change this face and we'll put in this evil smile face. I really like this face. It's typical, very unoriginal face when it comes to anime manga characters and whatever, but I still like that face. And then we're going to change and put his hairpiece back on. Now, because we already showed you how to attach the hat, or we had the attach on, I'm going to put the hairpiece or that strand on. So this peg here, this is where the strand goes, and that's actually where the hat would sit as well, on this little peg here. Sometimes it does come off a little bit. It's not the deepest of pegs, but it's okay. It gets the job done. And we'll find his hair strand like so, and then you just got to line that up, and it should hopefully just kind of sit quite nicely. Again, it's a bit small, just like a lot of other Nendoroid pieces, so try not to lose them. Sit it in, and it sits nice and clean, so you shouldn't even really notice that that's actually a piece that comes out. When it is in there, just try not to tinker around with it too much, because you don't want to end up damaging the peg or anything like that by accident. So with his smiley face on, it's a nice alternative look already. And then we're going to swap his arm for the teacup. So this one, because as I showed earlier on, this is a fixed or a flat joint, you can't use the teacup on this one. You have to switch to this alternate one here. So this one isn't going to be resting in his waist or in his pocket or anything. Still bent elbow there. And then you can just attach the hand with the teacup on there. Do it however you want. You can attach the hand first, then attach the arm. For some of you, that might be the easier way to do it. And there he's got a cup of tea in his hand with his cane. And we can swap that out and just add a contract. Why not? That's going to be the easiest thing to do here. So just plug that into the shoulder there. And then cup of tea with contract. So always a great business deal, right? Have a cup of tea with whilst you're signing a new contract. Makes them much more trusting of you, isn't it? So it's another really solid Nendoroid, surprise, surprise. But this is also thanks to a really solid design of these Twisted Wonderland characters. You know, once again, they're really amazing designs. Check them out if you can. The Disney Twisted Wonderland characters all look super cool. Really well designed, lots of details packed into them, lots of kind of inspirations from the animations that they're looking towards. For example, here right now with, you know, inspiration from Ursula, or Leona Kingscolor inspiration from Lion King and Scar and things like that. And then you got ones that are inspired later on by Aladdin, and I think there's another one for Hercules and Hades and things like that. Really, really, really inspiring and creative designs. And honestly, that's the kind of stuff that I love about this Twisted Wonderland, rather than say what Descendants was given to us in the West. I personally don't like Descendants. I think it was horrible looking stuff and horrible execution. Disney's Twisted Wonderland, really top notch. But I digress. This is still a really fantastic figure. If you're planning to get a lot of the Disney Twisted Wonderland Nendoroids, or even some of them, give this Azul a consideration. It's a really nice, classy, suave, wicked looking figure. I like it quite a lot. Thank you for joining me and checking out this video of Azul, and I will check out some more Nendoroids from Twisted Wonderland, and hopefully you can join me when I check those out as well. I'll see you then.